Dear students, how are you doing? I know you all are doing well at home. Children, kindly take out Standard 6 Social Science Part 2 Geography Chapter 8 and page number 177. We already started this chapter in my previous class, so let's continue the chapter. Today we will discuss Trans-Himalayan Ranges. Mountain ranges which are further away from the Himalayas are known as Trans-Himalayan Ranges. They consist of Karakoram Mountains, Ladakh and Jaskar Ranges. The Karakoram Mountains lie between the Pamir Knot and the Indus River in Jammu and Kashmir. It extends eastwards from the Pamir Knot for about 800 km. The region has many glaciers such as Baltoro and Siachen and a number of snow-covered mountain peaks. Mount Godwin Austen or K2 8,611 meter, the highest peak in India, and the second highest in the world is in the Karakoram mountain. Towards the south of the Karakoram range are the Ladakh and the Jaskar range. The Indus River in the Kashmir region flows between these ranges. Trans-Himalayan range. The Purvanchal range. These ranges are found along the eastern boundary of India. They are not very high and are formed by a collection of small hills. The Purvanchal consists of 6 small ranges. They are the Garo, Khasi and Jaintia hills in the central part of the Patkai Bum and Naga hills in the north and the Mizo hills in the south. See children, the Purvanchal range. Children, turn the page. They form international border between India and Bangladesh. Next we will see the northern Indian plains. These plains lies to the south of the Himalayas. They are also called the Indo-Gangetic plains. They are generally level and flat. They are bounded by the Himalayas in the north and the peninsular plateau in the south. Their east-west extent is about 2,400 km and its width varies from 90 to 100 km. These are formed by the alluvial deposits laid down by the rivers, the Indus, the Ganga and the Brahmaputra and the tributaries. The width of the North Plains decreases towards the east. The Northern Plains are the world's flattest and one of the most fertile plains. They are called the football of India. As they grow plenty of crops for the whole country, they are the most densely populated part of India. An area drained by a river system is called a drainage basin or a river basin. On the basis of drainage basins, we can divide the northern plains into 3 major regions: the Indus basin, the Ganga basin and the Brahmaputra basin. The Indus plains lies in India and Pakistan. In India, it forms the western part of the northern plains. These plains are drained by the tributaries of the Indus, the Ravi, the Beas, the Satluj, the Chenab and the Jhelum. All these rivers flow into the Arabian Sea. The Brahmaputra plain forms the northeastern part of the northern plains covering Assam. This plain is drained by the Brahmaputra and its tributaries such as the Subansiri and Dhansiri. River Brahmaputra is in Tibet is called the Saimpo. It enters Bangladesh where it is called the Jamuna, joins the Ganga and finally flows into the Bay of Bengal. The Ganga plain. The Ganga plain forms the main part of the northern plains. It is drained by the river Ganga and its tributaries such as Yamuna, Gangtok, Gomti, Kosi and Son. It covers the major parts of Haryana, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and West Bengal. The Ganga originates from the Gangotri Glacier in the Greater Himalaya and then runs through the Lesser Himalayas before entering the plains where it flows slowly. Rivers usually form delta when they join the sea. A delta is a triangular shaped feature which is formed by the deposition of alluvium at the mouth of the river when it falls into the sea. The Ganga and Brahmaputra together form the world's largest delta. Ganga Brahmaputra Delta, also known by the name of Sundarban Delta. It is the largest and the most fertile delta of the world. The world's largest mangrove forest of the Sundarbans is found in the Ganga Brahmaputra Delta. Most of the Sundarbans lies in Bangladesh. Children, see the Gangetic Plains of India. Advantages of Northern Plains. The Northern Plains have many advantages such as 1. A flat surface for building roads and railways. 2. New deposits of alluvium every year. 3. Rivers provide water for irrigation. 4. A favorable climate for round the year farming. Next we will see tributary. A river or stream which contributes its water to a main river by discharging it into main river from either side. A tributary. See. The Great Peninsular Plateau. The area of land which is surrounded by water on three sides is known as a peninsula. The Indian Plateau is one such land mass, so it is known as the Great Peninsular Plateau. It lies to the south of Northern Plains. It was made due to the accumulations of thick layers of basaltic lava. It is one of the oldest parts of the Indian subcontinent. It is triangular in shape. It is rich in mineral resources. It has substantial reserves of important minerals such as iron ore, magnesium, bauxite, mica, copper, etc. These minerals sustain the industrial development of our country. River Narmada, which flows from east to west, divides the plateau into parts. The Central Highlands in the north and the Deccan Plateau in the south. The Malwa Plateau. The Malwa Plateau lies between the Aravallis in the north and the Vindhyas in the south. The Satpura range separates it from the Deccan Plateau in the central part. The eastern extensions of the Malwa Plateau is known as Bundelkhand and Baghelkhand in southern Uttar Pradesh and as Chotnagpur Plateau in Jharkhand. The whole region slopes towards the north and gradually merges with the northern plains, the Deccan Plateau. The Deccan Plateau is triangular in shape. It is bounded by the western Ghats and the eastern Ghats. Both these hill ranges meet at the Nilgiri Hills. The rugged terrain of the Deccan Plateau. The Great Indian Desert. It is situated in the northwestern part of Rajasthan. To its east are the Aravalli Hill and to the south are the plains of Gujarat. It has very little vegetation. The rocky terrain is covered with sand. The Great Indian Desert is also called the Thar Desert. The rich cultural heritage of this part of country is very vibrant and lively. This has made this region a major tourist attraction. This region gets very little rainfall as it lies in the rain shadow area of the Aravalli Mountains. There are several basins containing sanitary, stationary salt water. Sambhar Lake is India's largest saltwater lake. It is a dry, hot, and sandy stretch of land. Sand dunes are very common. They keep changing their shape in the direction of the wind. Okay, students, this rest part of this chapter we will discuss in my next video. Till then, thank you.